might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in. Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very important video. Why? Just one trading session to go before the day arrives. 4th of June, everyone's eyes are going to be on the election results, and I'm sure everyone is really interested to know that what if scenarios, whatever what if scenarios we can think about. What if BJP actually goes 400 par? What if it goes like somewhere between 300 330? What if it doesn't come into majority? We should know what could be the possibilities and how could it impact the market. We should also understand what could be certain sectors which could be election proof, and for all these we had a very special guest on our show, Mr. Sandeep Jain, a very learned person and a market expert, and we have done a short interview with him, and the whole interview actually was around 1 hour. But then what I thought was these important points from the interview which are specifically related to election, I should at least post on my YouTube channel. The whole interview is available on my Invest in India community, so if you want to watch the whole video, do check out our Invest in India community, and the link of that is in the pinned comment below. So, like Sandeep ji said, that he is also going to share a lot of insights, but towards the end of the session, he's going to talk about 4 fundamentally strong stocks, which he feels that will be most relevant in the current market scenario. Sandeep ji, talking about the current market scenario, I think everyone has one big question in their mind right now: what will happen to the markets post election results? So let us try and do a scenario analysis rather than saying will market go up, will market go down, because BJP has been very confident about their tagline, which is "Ab ki baar 400 par." There are a lot of debates around that whether 400 par will happen or not. So we'll try and do a scenario analysis that if they are able to go 400 plus, then how can the market react? If they don't go closer to that, let's say somewhere around 350 to 370 ish, if they make, then will the market react differently? And number three, if they barely cross the majority, like just barely about 272, just about that, then do you think the market will react differently? I'm sorry, but I'm not considering the scenario of what if BJP loses.
Oh.
Over.
But that's great. You didn't consider the fourth option. First option, somehow it looks unlikely. It's always good, for anyone, be it a individual person, be it a company, be it an association or an organization, to have stretch targets. So similarly, Modi ji and his party has set a stretch target of, up ki baar 400 par. So no harm in it. They have been trying and they worked hard towards achieving that. But even if they don't achieve, market will not punish them, actually not react negatively. Somehow I feel that it will be markets will be more comfortable if BJP crosses, NDA crosses 340 350. So that is what I feel, that markets have already discounted 330 340. As we come across lots of there is a Satta Bazaar prediction also. So I just came across while coming to the interview and this talk. I was actually going through some websites also about the Satta Bazaar predictions are, because it's a very long, it's I think one of the longest election process, because so during these times no exit polls are happening. So these Satta Bazaar numbers actually play differently. At least they give you some picture. So whenever there is a one phase completed, there is a volatility. So this time May 20th was a very favorable day, because after 2 3 days, it was exactly 250 on Thursday when we touched the new highs. And that day something like 0.5% was the percentage higher than the last time's polling percentage. So this was the number, and markets really did well. And then the RBI doled out a huge dividend to the government. So all these things happened, and that's why we could see a great jump in the markets. But somehow I don't feel that it will come below 300. And if it happens, then that can really be a very big blow to the market, and markets may correct, and but then yet there is a budget also. So I think in any scenario we have a strategy. Can I talk about my strategy,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we
sure,
are
sure. Why not?
trusting,
Why not?
Rachana?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So somehow when it comes to these kind of big events, before getting into these big events, we have to be monitoring the markets every day, even if you are an investor or if you are a trader. But certainly if you are a trader, you have to. So timing is really important when you are a trader, and when you are an investor, time in the market is very important. So when you are a long-term investor, I feel that you don't have to be worried, because somehow that negative scenario, the fourth option, which Rachana ji herself denied of talking about, so that scenario is not there. But yes, there are some numbers getting reduced. I'm from the state of Rajasthan. I can feel that last time it was a complete 25 seats, but this time BJP might lose 4 5 seats here and there. So things are not as rosy as it looked to be, and people treated it as a non-event, but it doesn't look like to be a non-event. Somehow there has been some excitement created, and we could see the VIX going up now. It was very surprising. The VIX was at, say, 10, 11, 12. And before the election month, it has never happened in the past, be it, 2014, be it 2019. And, when the name of Modi ji was announced in September 2013, the market started going up. So May 9th, I think, 2014, the results came out, and that day we have seen, what happened in the markets. So since then, it's been 10 years now, and 2014 to 2024, things are looking absolutely great. So I feel that, we should be a bit lighter while going into the elections. So every day is eventful next week. So we have, 1st of June, 30th of June, it is the settlement. So Modi point 2.0's last settlement. VIX is volatility index, and it is actually, if you remember Corona days, during Corona days, the VIX went up to 80 plus. Then there was a time when it went down to 11, because after the elections in December, after they have won 3 states with tremendous victory. So, that was one point, where the markets actually started going up, and they discounted that, Modi ji is going to come up with, 350 to 400 seats. So that was the reason VIX was not going up. But then suddenly when the vote polling started and the percentages went going down, so that was the reason why the VIX went up. Now it is almost double from the beginning of the month. So, and it's good also at times, because that kind of complacency should not be there. So it has actually increased the volatility also, and people have started reducing their positions. And we have actually recommended our clients, in whatever scenario, I think one should be on cash, a little bit of cash, 30 to 40%. For trader, it is very important to stay on cash. For investors, even if you have some good profits in some good stocks, you at least can book some profits and sit on cash. There will be a day, because in any scenario, if BJP comes up with 340, 350 plus, markets might go up. NDA, sorry, not BJP, NDA markets will go up, but there will be some chances of correction also, because at that moment, market participants might do some profit booking, because it's like, whenever you buy on rumors and sell on news. So typically that will happen. So it has been happening in the past also, and the VIX will also come down. Then again, there is a scenario where, we can see that, markets, as the second option was, 290, 300 types of, seats. So that time there will be a mild correction. And if it is below 272, it will certainly correct. So in all the scenarios, there will be a correction. So I feel that, and then the markets will look up to the budget, the full-fledged budget, which will come in the month of, perhaps in the month of July. It happens after the 1 month of, the coming in or swearing in ceremony of the government. So I feel that, it will be safer, and it does not mean that even if Modi ji come up with, or NDA come up with 400 plus seats, it is not going to happen that there are no stocks which you can buy, the sky is the limit and all the stocks are going up and up 20%. It will not happen. It will never happen. Correct. So even if they come up with the best majority or the most coveted numbers, even at that time also, I feel that there will be some profit booking. Not in that scenario, but there will be some opportunities which you can where you can put in your money, which you have saved, that 30% which we have said, that you can save that money and then enter at those point of time. And then there are 430, 4,300 stocks. And out of them, 1,200 or 1,100 stocks are investable. Out of that 800 stocks, I regularly track to come up with my gem stocks. Those are some unsung heroes and unheard names. So all the 800 stocks will not go up, because then there are quarterly results also yet pending, because the last quarter result, the March quarter results, generally they have to come up in 1.5 months. But this quarter result is allowed till June 15th. So those things will also happen. Then the budget is also there. So it's not that, everything will come to an end. There will be no investment opportunities because 400 par ho gaya is bar. I don't think so. So try to sit on cash, try to book some profits before going into the elections. Going lighter will help you in both the scenarios. So that's the risk reward, I'm talking about.
Correct. So I think a very, very big and important point that is the takeaway in the very first question is that even if you're a trader or even if you're an investor, ideally what he feels is you should book some profit right now. You should have some cash because Sandeep ji, if I'm not wrong, be it 2019 or be it 2014, in both scenarios, post elections, the markets did see some profit booking. And I remember 2019 May, for the next 3 months, almost market corrected in totality 7 to 8%. So see whether it will exactly correct 7 to 8% or not right now. Let's not comment on that. But there will be some sort of profit booking, is what even you agree. And in that case, definitely makes sense to book some chunk of your profit right now, sit on cash. You mentioned somewhere around 30 to 40% for a trader. Can you give some percentage for an investor in such a scenario?
Investor, I think 10 to 20% will be good. And then it depends on that portfolio also. Because, if they are sitting on some good defense stocks, railway stocks, they might go up. I'm not saying, I'm not denying, but they can switch to some safer sectors also. And that's what I'm trying to, come up with some election proof ideas. So even if they want to invest today, or even if they want to switch to those stocks, they can switch. No, but still 10 to 20% is always advisable. Please try to sit on cash. You will get very good and confirmed opportunities after the elections, I think.
I had a different question in my mind, but actually you deviated my mind by when you mentioned that you have come up with something like election proof themes or election proof stocks. So I think everyone would want to know about that.
Actually, these names, actually something proof and all these things actually are catchy also.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault. It's the name which actually caught your attention. So election proof is actually, there are some sectors, which are not very concerned with the results in the elections, because all the modified stocks are actually related to elections. So we are very, very concerned that, already we have so many modified stocks in our portfolios now, because all the PSU banks, PSUs, all these power PSUs, then the defense PSUs, railway PSUs, they have been doing extremely well. In last 7 days, I remember on 16th of May evening, I recommended a stock called GRSE, Garden Reach. And yesterday it was at 913 rupees. And yesterday it was 1450 rupees. So this is the kind of jump it was in, defense stocks. So I feel that, if you have these kind of profits, at least it is wiser to book profits, because it is too fast a return. So one should be, booking some profits when it is extraordinarily fast and it is beyond your expectations. Actually, in last 3-4 years, we have seen lots of Gen Zs and lots of newcomers in the markets, and they have never thought, or even the oldies also, because in the past, people never used to make such kind of money. After 2008, no one has seen, even yet, we are yet to see the rally of, 2008.
Absolutely.
So we have never expected we will make this kind of money, because it's a very, very big structural and a paradigm shift in the whole Indian ecosystem. It's the formalization of Indian economy, GST, income taxes, all these measures in Modi 2.0, Modi 2.1, Modi 2 and 1, they have changed the whole, scenario, business landscape of India. And that is going to happen for next 5 to 10 years also. Again, we have seen so much of formalization, so much of governance, so much of compliance. And as Rachana was actually talking to me, Rachana, how come you come up with these kind of ideas? The small cap, mid cap, micro cap. Aren't you afraid of these companies? Well, no. Now the things are different. It's not like the past. Now, if the numbers are good, they are not typically dressed up or window dressed like the past. So now the compliance standards, everything is going up. So governance standards are going up. Things are very good now in the Indian economy. We have seen sales not growing up, but profits going up.
Yeah.
So that shows that people are actually trying to show their actual profits and giving taxes also. So these are some good things which are happening. So I think so. Have I answered my question, or what was the
So
question?
the question was about any bulletproof. Sorry, bulletproof. What did it say?
Election proof, yeah.
Election proof.
Yeah. So election proof stocks, actually, there are some sectors, like IT doesn't get affected, healthcare, defense, healthcare, then something like
Could it be something like an FMCG?
FMCG, yes. Yeah, actually, I came up with those names, but I think I'm not able to find the paper. But then financial services, yes. Not the banks, PSU banks, but private sector banks. Then healthcare, so telecom is one sector. Then consumer-driven industries. So these are some sectors, and technology and innovation. These are the sectors. So which one can really look at. And because when you buy the mid caps and small caps in these sectors, they will certainly give an alpha. So that is more important, to look at these sectors. And it's not that they will not go up because they are election proof and they will not give you the right kind of returns which you are expecting, as if the defense stocks and all these stocks are going to give. They will also go up because they are all consolidated sectors. Downside risk is very low, and return and reward is always a function of risk. So the lesser risk you take, maybe the reward is lesser, but it is always important not to lose money in markets and not to lose your sleep also at the same time. Because if you go heavier into the elections with the whole of your portfolio, it might happen that you will lose your sleep. So we really want that you should have sound sleep. Like Shweta is actually awake till 11:30, 12 in the night. So but we are always awake till 1:30 a.m. because we always sleep after the Gift Nifty sleeps and always gets up when the Australian markets and Japanese markets gets up. So Indians have a very different time zone, and Indians have to track, and we do track all the markets when the markets. And I think the next few days after the elections, all these markets will again get coupled with the Indian markets. Now, the global cues are not coupled. So we will get coupled again, recoupled. So these are the services: IT, healthcare, telecom. And in all these sectors, I've been able to get some good ideas where the quarterly results are good, where the charts are good, and the fundamentals are very good.
Fantastic.
Well, I hope you found a lot of value in today's session. What happened? Oh, those 4 stocks. They're there in the full video, and for that, you will have to check out our Invest in India community. Not only do we have expert sessions per month, you get one stock analysis in absolute detail. I try to teach you how to actually analyze fundamentally strong stocks. We write 4 blog posts, very educational posts in a month. We also have an amazing WhatsApp community where people across the globe interact with each other, learn from each other, and it's a very nice investment in knowledge. So I'm also going to give you special coupon codes which you can use to join our community. Don't forget to check them out, and don't forget to check out the pinned comment as well. I hope you enjoyed this one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.